How good were you to that man that provided and did the things he needed to do as a man? The Next Door Podcast. Welcome back to the Next Door Podcast. I am Bestie Next Door, and I'm like your bestie next door. If you like your tea to be extra, extra sweet, then this place is not for you, because we like our tea to be sweet and bitter. Sweet enough that it goes down, bitter enough to wake us up. Now, guys, today we are trying rose wine from France. And rose wine is my favorite, like absolute favorite. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to mess it up. But the company is B&G. Barton is the name, and the other name I can't pronounce really well. I really don't want to mess it up, but rose wine is my favorite. I didn't have a corkscrew in the studio, so we had to like shove the corks down. For SMR sakes, it's already opened, but we are going to pour it up. You know, when you put your wine in your glass, you got to do a little classy swizzle around the glass to make sure that the wine is getting everywhere. First sip. Oh, it has that. This tastes like it goes well with pizza and like a cheese board. That's what this is giving. On today's episode, we're talking about why you can't keep a man and how to treat a man. Because look, a lot of women have issues keeping a man. Because even though we know that some men don't want to be kept, but the men that do want to be kept, why can't you keep him? Let's dive right into it. The reason why you can't keep a man is because of your attitude. I'm sorry. Some people are going to not like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Because I am Bestie Next Door, and I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason why you find it hard to keep a man is not because you're not arching your back hard enough or because you're not giving the best blowjob. It's your attitude and your mindset. Because a man is going to stay where he feels at peace. If you're not giving him peace, he's going to leave immediately. He's going to leave. And that's the truth. A lot of women are not going to accept that, but that's the truth. Because the ones that want to be kept, how good were you to that man that provided and did the things he needed to do as a man? See, some women have issues taking accountability. You need to take accountability for the relationships you had with good men that you messed up. The moment you take accountability is how you learn and you grow. As much as women like to say, men are trash, there's a lot of good men that end up in the hands of bad women that haven't healed their trauma and is not emotionally intelligent. Now, the reason why you find it hard to keep a man is because you're not emotionally intelligent. You are too clingy. You are too needy. You seek attention too much. That's why you find it hard to keep a man. Because, yes, a man will be kept only if you want to be kept. But he's not going to want to be kept in a place that's not peaceful. And a woman provides peace. The truth is as a man leads the family, the woman is the head honcho of the house. She's the one that is TSA. She allows the bags to continue and she allows the bags to stop. So if you have a hard time keeping a man, you need to look in the mirror and hold yourself accountable and stop saying that all the men you talk to is trash. You're getting good guys, but you can't keep them. That's the problem. So you need to look in the mirror and say, have I healed my trauma? Have I become the woman that's deserving of the treatment? Let's talk about it. The truth is that sometimes a woman will come from a bad situation that when she finally gets a good man, and because she didn't give herself time to heal, is why she ends up bringing that trauma into the new relationship and end up losing the good guy. That's what happens. You see, when you're coming from a bad relationship and you're going into a new relationship, you need to be self-conscious of some of the triggers and the traumas you may have. Because you know how sometimes they say heal before you get into the next relationship. So what happens if the next relationship happens to just fall on your lap? You need to be self-conscious of, okay, what is my triggers and what's my trauma? And am I going to display that in my new relationship? Because I don't want to lose this good man. There are a lot of good men out there. Don't be fooled. But if you keep telling yourself that all the men are trash, you're only going to attract trash men. The tongue has power. Use it to your advantage. You have a good man, you have to know how to treat him. You have to know how to be feminine. When you have a good man, femininity really ties into your relationship because it really makes you treat your man the way he wants to be treated. You want to be the woman that if he's out with his friends and he see a whole bunch of hookers, he think about like, the woman that I have at home is better than 10 of these hookers. She can be a stripper for me. Even though I'm drinking, my girl at home is better than all these hookers. And I'm taking my drunk D back to my girl. You want to be that woman. Yes, men make mistakes. I'm not excusing that. But I'm trying to say that women have more power than they actually believe. Because a girl matures faster than a boy. You can't control how someone behaves, but you can control how you react to it. The reason why some women can't keep a man is because of their reaction. And they won't acknowledge that. They'll only say, well, he did this, he did that. But how did you react? Your reaction as a woman dictates how the situation is going to turn out. That's why emotional intelligence is very important for women. Believe it or not, men are naturally emotionally intelligent because they're logical by nature. So they're naturally emotionally intelligent. Sometimes we have the ones that's Cuckoo Clan. We have the Cuckoo Clan ones. But realistically, they're still kind of emotionally intelligent. The reason why they're Cuckoo Clan is because they know that if they act Cuckoo Clan, that's the only way to get you back. So it's really chess with them. If you deeply think about what I'm saying, it's really chess with them. The ones that act all crazy, it's really chess with them because they know that if they act crazy, it's going to get you back. So it's chess with them. So you as a woman, because we're naturally emotional creatures, we naturally feel. But if you know how to be emotionally intelligent, you know how to make a situation work in your favor. The reason why some women have a hard time keeping a man that wants to be kept is because they're not emotionally intelligent. This is why I talk about listening to the High Value Woman audiobook, because the moment you listen to the High Value Woman audiobook is when you start understanding, you briefly understand emotional intelligence. Because we women, we tend to have less patience when you think about it. If you notice, the woman that has the most patience is the one that is able to keep a man that wants to be kept. Because as a woman, you need to have a lot of patience. And when you have a man that wants to be kept, those are the ones that keep a man that wants to be kept, the ones that are patient. Women try to argue this, but we have to acknowledge that a man and a woman is not the same. A man stands up to pee, a woman sits down to pee. We will never be the same. And we have to acknowledge that we are not the same. The way we process emotions is not going to be the same. But you as a woman, you are the head honcho of the house. Yes, the man is the leader, but you are the head honcho. You are TSA in that B. You allow the bags to continue and you allow the bags to stop. The moment you realize that is the better it's going to be for you. The problem is that women try to control what they can't control. Stop trying to control what you can't control. Control what you can control, which is your feelings and how you react to a situation. Reaction. The most successful relationships are the relationships where the partner feels like their man is their friend. You need to kind of make your man be your friend. And when I say make your man be your friend, I don't mean in dialogue. I don't mean in saying, what's up, bro? I don't mean like that. I mean in making him feel safe, making him feel that he can confide in you in things that he's done wrong without you overreacting or you judging him. That's the woman you want to be. That's how you keep a man. That's wifey type of stuff. I'm not talking about dating just to date for fun. I'm talking about being a wife, because any woman that's older can tell you that being a wife is up and down. It's not going to be pretty. But you have to pick your baggage according to your size. You have to pick your baggage according to your size. You're never going to find a man that's going to be 100% perfect. You have to pick the baggage that fits you. That, okay, you know what? I can take the good 80 and tolerate the 20%. You have to be realistic. But you're going to have to train a man. Train your man to be what you want him to be. Because if I'm going to compare a man to an animal, men are like dogs. Train your man to be how you want him to be. Once they love you, trust me, it's very easy to train him. And you're going to have to train him because, again, women mature faster than men. And that's the truth. This is the truth that cannot be ignored. You know, I keep my personal relationships offline, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I had to train my man to be what I want him to be. Absolutely. Yes, he had 80% of what I already wanted, but I had to train him to be the full 100 to understand that, yes, Yeah, that's mine. I train him to be what I want him to be because we women have more power than we think. We produce human beings. We produce both genders, female and male. So we have a lot of power. Women fail to understand that power that we actually have. Now you think to yourself, how do I treat my man? You need to be feminine. Nurture, care, love, making meals. You see, it's tasteless to serve your man a home cooked meal on a paper plate. It's tasteless. Serve him that meal on a well organized dish. Stop being lazy and say, oh, well, I don't want to do the dishes. When you're in a healthy relationship, he understands that, okay, babe, you tell him, babe, I'm tired. Can you please wash the dishes for me? He's going to do it. It's only going to take you 5 minutes to wash dishes. Regardless, you're supposed to be cleaning as you're cooking. You're not supposed to wait till you're finished cooking for all the pots and pans to pile up. You're supposed to clean as you cook. That's the proper way to make food, because if you're cleaning as you're cooking, then there's going to be less dishes. The only dishes that's going to be in the sink is going to be yours and his. That's it. Barely really anything. It's only going to take you 5 minutes. If you have 5 minutes to scroll through social media, then you have 5 minutes to just wash 2 dishes. It's not going to kill you. The problem is modern women look at, oh my God, if I have to wash dishes, it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a freaking big deal. It's only going to take 5 minutes of your time. If he's providing everything for you and he's even the one that paid for the food, oh my goodness, how hard is it for you to wash dishes after you finish serving him a meal? You're lazy if you're like, oh, I don't want to wash dishes. You're lazy because you have so much time to scroll through social media, but you don't have 5 minutes to wash 2 plates. Come on. Think about it. I really want you guys to think about it, because you know what the thing is a lot of women are not realistic and being honest with themselves. A lot of women don't have the proper home training. If you have a problem keeping a man, I suggest you to book a one-on-one with me so we can really dissect the situation and I could tell you the reason why you have an issue with keeping a man. Most women that try to talk to you about dating and marriage and wife has never been proposed to. I've been proposed to. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not that hard to keep a man that wants to be kept. It's not that hard. But the problem is that modern women tend to be a little bit lazy. It's not going to hurt you 5 minutes of your time to wash the dishes. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you to serve him a plate. See, women will cook and say, all right, well, he can serve himself the plate. No. If you cook the meal, you serve the plate. You make that plate look pretty as ever. Because again, men are visual creatures. So if you make a plate that looks pretty, even though it doesn't taste that good, because you made the presentation look so good, that man is gonna finish that whole plate. Even though if you added too much salt or it didn't taste that good, he's gonna finish that whole plate because he's feeling like, I'm the man. And she served me a plate that looks so pretty. How can I disrespect her and not finish that plate? He's gonna finish that whole plate. Understand that. You need to work on the psychology of men. That's how you keep a man and that's how you treat him. It's just that simple. Let's cheers to knowing how to keep a man. Pour it up again. You know one thing about wine? Wine gets me like tipsy real easy. Like I have 2 glasses, I'm already like tipsy. If you know you truly have a hard time keeping a man and you're like, I don't know why my man acts like this, book a one-on-one call with me. I don't have to see your face. I can just hear you on the phone and I keep everything confidential. Trust me, I don't overshare anybody that talks to me. If you feel like, you know what, I'd rather just learn, take the High Value Woman course. You will hear from a man's perspective. Listening on Spotify, I appreciate you for even taking the time to listen to me. I appreciate you. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified when I post videos. And it really helps my channel a lot. As I'm growing in audience, I want you personally who's listening to me to grow with me as well. Because my job and my duty is to transform as much women as possible, because around this time last year, I had a near-to-death experience, and my calling was to transform, and I'm doing just that, and I'm happy to do just that. I'm happy. So like, comment, and subscribe. Until we meet again.